Being a content creator has so many moving parts to it outside of just picking up the camera and filming. That is, if you want to take it full time and be serious with it. And I'm at a place in my life where I am trying to step up my content and see where I can take this as a full-time thing. And so what better time to start than now? Today I have a lot to do, so let's attempt to get all these tasks done by making a time blocking situation on my Google Calendar. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I basically took my to-do list that I had in Notion and put that into Google Calendar just so I could have like a time blocking situation and kind of track my time and try to stay within reason of trying to get things done by, like, I would say 5:30, 6 o'clock. Hopefully some of these things don't actually take me a full hour and I can kind of start on other things faster, or I might have to borrow from some other time blocks, some time from the other time blocks. We'll see. But this gives me an overall visual of like how much time I would like to spend on each task. So we are going to start with Patreon planning, and that just consists of me trying to figure out what I can offer for Patreon. So let's just go ahead and hop right into that. I've been wanting to create a Patreon for a long time, but coming up with what I want to offer in the different tiers has been a little challenging. I want to create things that are valuable for those who decide to pay for the memberships, but also make sure whatever I offer is sustainable for me and I don't get burned out creating them on top of everything else I'm doing day to day. Okay, so we got done with that really early. We are about 20 minutes early within that hour time block that we gave ourselves for the Patreon planning, which is great because I said I wanted to get done with some of this a lot sooner than an hour. So good timing. I got the bigger things done that I really wanted to get done for Patreon planning, which was just like getting everything out of my brain and onto paper or iPad, and just brainstorming what the pricing looks like and what is offered for each of those different pricing tiers. So I got that done. I was able to brainstorm and kind of like double check with Keith, like, cause he's like my little partner in this content creation stuff. What made sense for what I feel like I can sustain, but would also, like I said, bring value to those of you who want to sign up. So my next goal, which probably I'll work on tomorrow, is to really sit down and start crafting out almost like a content calendar and like different plans for the actual content and products that I want to offer on the Patreon, because I would love to roll this out and make the Patreon available in August, which is next month. Today is July 23rd at the time of filming. You'll probably see this on July 25th, Thursday, if we stay on schedule. But yeah, I have that done. That was the biggest part. I was struggling with figuring out what I could do, what made sense, and the pricing, but I got it done and I feel really good. So let's go ahead and hop to the next task, which is Pinterest planning. Pinterest posts can be a great way to drive traffic to your blog and even a great place to post short form content. So I want to look at what I've been doing and think of ways I can utilize this platform. I already create short form content and reuse it across TikTok, Reels, and Shorts. So I need to start thinking about building on Pinterest too. Another thing I can think about are different infographics that might be useful for my audience and other forms of pins like desk setup shots for people looking for desk setup and work from home office inspiration. Okay, so I think a good logical place for me to start with Pinterest posts are to just utilize my short form that I'm already posting on all the other platforms and just see where that takes me. I haven't tried to post videos on Pinterest before. I've always thought of Pinterest and more so of a way to drive traffic to your blog. So like blog graphics, infographics, things like that. But I think I have a good idea of what I want to do, and I have it brainstormed and written down in my iPad. So I have a good sense of like where to go from here, and I can start creating some things and creating concepts in Canva. But like I said, also already utilizing what I already have, which is creating shorts for the other platforms. Just make sure to implement them there too and see where that takes me. But I feel good about moving on to the next task, and we are still making good time. I started at 1:40 with this one. It is now 2 o'clock. So that took me 20 minutes, not an hour. So we are still making good time and knocking things out. So let's keep going. So this task shouldn't take me too long because I'm already about 98% done with the blog, because I basically wrote a blog and spoke to the points in my last video. This is about the planner systems that I've tried for 2024, and I just kind of go over what they are and give my list of pros and cons for each one. So I basically tried to knock two birds out with one stone with this content piece, because I was like, well, if I just write a whole blog, it's already blog ready, and then I can just speak to the points and make a video out of it as well. But what I forgot to do was go back and finish writing about the current planner system that I'm using, and I kind of freely spoke about it in that video. So I need to go back, finish that, maybe a couple paragraphs, and list the pros and cons, and then do like an outro to close the blog up. And then I need to go ahead and post this blog onto my website on the blog page. And then I also use Medium, which is another blogging platform. I always use that. I've used it since I started my stationery blog. I just always have loved Medium. So I'm going to go ahead and post it there and try to figure out like what's new over there. I haven't been on there in so long, but it's just a good way, another good way to like get your brand out there, to drive people to your YouTube channel, your website, whatever it is that you want them to land on. So I recommend maybe looking into something like that, or Substack, as well as having your blog on your website. I could be wrong. Maybe there's something wrong with having them on too many platforms, but I don't think so. I don't know. So let me go ahead and knock this out, because I also kind of want to test the theory of making some sort of Pinterest post for this blog to drive people from my Pinterest page to the website, so that they can land on the blog there and read more about what this entails. So I'm going to think about playing around with that, making a Canva graphic or something and getting that posted as well. But we'll see. That doesn't have to happen today. But yeah, I'm making good time. It's only 2 o'clock. I think I'm going to get done with all of these tasks a lot earlier than I planned on, which is really good. So let me go ahead and knock this out, because I really want to get done so I can just relax and spend time with my family and just be done. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, that took way longer than I'd expected, just because I was just having to proofread it before I posted it on my website and on Medium. And I did take a little break because I had to film a reel, which came out really cute. If you are not following me on Instagram, you probably should. No, if you want to, it's the Minimal Jess like everywhere else. But I really like how it came out. I did a little mini desk refresh, and you probably have seen a little bit of the things in this video. But yeah, it came up really cute. So if you want to see that, go check it out. But I am now getting ready to go ahead and do some mood boarding and then do some brainstorming for a content schedule. I'll probably do a lot of this off camera, just because the mood boarding is more so just a mindless task that I'm going to sit down and do, because I've been wanting to really fine tune my branding and get like everything down to the color palettes that I use, having a color palette to choose from when I use fonts on my short form, blog posts, and anything else like different graphics that I'm going to be doing for like Pinterest, like we talked about today. I want a color palette that I can pull from that is consistent. So no matter what, the colors always kind of are cohesive across the board. I also want to make sure that I'm fine tuning the fonts that I use every time, so that everything is not all over the place. I've been really trying to find my style with thumbnails, the fonts that I use on short form and everywhere else, and just trying to see what I like. But I feel like it's switching up too much, and I just need to figure out what I like, stick with it, and let it try to work for a few months to see like, is it working, is it not, instead of switching it up. Because what I've been doing is I create thumbnails, which to me honestly is the hardest part of content creation. Is once you get to the thumbnail part, it's like sometimes I'm like, what do I do? And sometimes I forget to take thumbnails. So I'm like either using an old picture or trying to find a good screenshot within the video. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm trying to get better at really planning and really taking the time to craft out thumbnails for these projects. So speaking of, I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for this one. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. It is 5:21, so kind of hitting the block here. I've been running since this morning, and I really got a lot done. I was able to post a reel while also getting a lot done for like the admin parts of the day that I set out to do. So I'm really proud of myself, and I think that if I stop now or kind of take the time to just relax on the couch and just scroll through Pinterest to find inspiration for branding, again, color palettes, fonts, and everything else that I need to do to feel like my brand is more of a brand and everything is cohesive, then that's good. So Also, the content schedule, I'm not really set on like what I need to do for that. So again, I'll probably do that off camera. That's more so me trying to figure out what days of the week realistically can I do different things. So what days can I sit down and write my blog posts, my scripts, writing days, admin days where I answer emails, reach out to you guys who have reached out to me, respond to brands, answer comments, things like that. What days am I going to film? Which days am I going to edit? Which days am I going to actually post? All those things. And I really just want to sit down and take my time with that, because right now I'm kind of just doing things as I have time, and that's cool. But again, I don't think that I'm going to be able to figure that out like today. And I want to get this video out to you guys. So maybe I'll come back with an update in my next vlog, or I'll make like a short form piece of content going over my content scheduling and my content strategy if you guys are interested in that. But other than that, I'm going to call it quits here. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was inspiring for you. I am really trying to ramp it up to become a full-time content creator, because that's what I really love to do. I want to be able to create full-time while also being able to study and fully focus on coding and content, like coding and content, parenting and wifing. That's all I want to do. So I'm going to do my best to just stick to what I took the time to set up today. And I look forward to seeing where all of this goes and where I take this channel. So again, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.